The crypto space as a whole is maxed out on tribalism and a world away from what Satoshi envisaged when he wrote the original Bitcoin whitepaper. At times the environment can be toxic to say the least, and this really isn't doing anything for the idea of mass adoption, inclusivity, and the collaborative ecosystem needed to grow, thrive, and innovate. It seems that with every passing day, the competitive nature of blockchains and the communities they have formed are drifting us as an industry further apart, which only damages the overall health of the crypto space. If we want to realise a truly decentralised future, then whether we like it or not, we shouldn't be fighting each other, as there are far bigger wars on the horizon coming from outside of the blockchain world. We need to collaborate, be open to ideas, and change, and in doing so, the future will certainly be bright for blockchain. But the problem we have, there are very few who have grasped this concept, who are willing to help their rivals achieve or succeed. But if there's one shining light, which I'm going to evidence in this video, it's Cardano that's the last true good Samaritan of blockchain. Welcome back for today's instalment of Cardano Insights, delivering a fast-paced bite-sized roundup of the all-important Cardano news and ecosystem content from the past 24 hours. Join me as I explore exactly what's been happening at the very pulse of Cardano. So let's get straight into it. So first up, and speaking of good Samaritans in blockchain, for anyone new to crypto, or in general if you're feeling confused about all the different misleading narratives that may be confusing your search for which blockchain is ultimately the most inclusive, or has the best intentions in progressing crypto forward, caring for the space as a whole, rather than its own dominance or self-interest, then this is probably one of the best examples that above all is Cardano leading the way in this respect. We got this from IOHK announcing that IOG has published the research paper Ofelimos, which has just been accepted to Crypto 2022, which is an internationally recognised association for cryptologic research. So the paper or research itself takes a look at minimising the energy cost and carbon footprint of the Bitcoin blockchain and related proof-of-work protocols. In the paper, the team puts forward Ofelimos, a novel proof-of-useful-work based blockchain protocol, whose consensus mechanism simultaneously realises a decentralised optimisation problem solver. Now, for many in the crypto space, the concepts of spending time, resources and commissioning academic research to in effect help problem solve the shortcomings of your adversaries or competitors is a completely alien gesture, especially when energy consumption is probably the most critiqued aspect of Bitcoin globally. You would think that it would benefit Cardano not to assist in any shape or form by attempting to try and solve these kind of issues for Bitcoin. But this is where Cardano differs from all other blockchains. They don't really care for short-term competitive wins or get any pleasures from seeing others in the space fail, struggle, or come under severe scrutiny, which only damages the wider space as a whole. As I've always said on this channel, Cardano is a long game, and changing the world doesn't happen overnight. And if we're going to get there, then fixing issues like this, for instance this example of the energy consumption of Bitcoin, is healthy for the entire space and will enable it to continue to grow and thrive. What it looks like here is Cardano not only wants to succeed in its own goals, but has the desire to ensure that the wider crypto space is able to implement the changes that improves the overall narrative, perception and health of blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystems. It's research like this that progresses blockchain forwards to a more interoperable, collaborative future, which is ultimately the key to nurturing mass innovation. Now, on the topic of energy consumption, if you needed some perspective on exactly why this kind of research was needed, then Cardano Explorer have laid it out perfectly for us. From this data analysis of energy consumption, they conclude that Cardano in its current form is approximately 90,000 times more energy efficient than Bitcoin. The data shows Bitcoin's estimated yearly consumption at 194,000 gigawatts, as opposed to Cardano's yearly estimated consumption at 2.133, which is pretty eye-opening. If you want to take a look at the data and the breakdown, I've put a link in the description below. Next up, an ADA handle have just announced that their Catalyst Fund 9 proposals have been issued. These two proposals represent a great step forward for increasing the utility of ADA handles, making its use case far more dynamic for mass adoption from an organisational standpoint, and also demonstrates a great level of community focus. So let's take a look. So for the proposals, they plan the following. First, the sub-handle standard. Currently, organisations, companies or even smaller projects and teams would need to purchase multiple unrelated root ADA handles in order to organise different payment addresses, and have zero guarantees that all the related handles would be available. Given that it's virtually impossible to reserve all variations of specific handles using hyphens, underscores and full stops, currently there is no guarantee that frontrunners won't have purchased variations of root handles, creating a security risk and future-proofing problem. For the solution, sub-handles will enable the owner of a root handle, for example I'll use mine, $sapien, I'd have the option to issue as many subhandles as needed and allocate them to any Cardano-based payment address. For example, I could have Alice at Sapien and Bob at Sapien if I had a team working on the Sapien YouTube channel. If you check the Catalyst proposal, they lay out a whole range of examples of subhandles and also a more detailed explanation of the use case, solution, and timeline for delivery. Furthermore, this proposal will introduce the use of NFT-based and virtual subhandles, which will help manage potential security risks. NFT-based are in the form that we know ADA handles currently, where the NFT handle is issued to a wallet. Virtual subhandles, on the other hand, will be associated with unique smart contracts. These smart contracts will be set up in such a way that only the root handle owner will have permission to make changes to the virtual subhandle. This means that if, for example, a team member had his or her wallet compromised, or left the organisation altogether, the subhandle could then be reissued or revoked to then associate to a new wallet address. For the second proposal, handle owners have also expressed the need to include personalised data onto their handles in order to create a customised user experience when interacting with Cardano dApps, projects and wallets. The handle personalisation standard will integrate handles to unique smart contracts in order to create personalised data sets that will include profile pictures, social media accounts and a lot more. So to briefly summarise, currently your ADA handle is your wallet address. With these revisions, we get unlimited sub-addresses linked to your main address, and personalisation where you can customise, attach a profile picture and social links to your handle. I've linked both the Catalyst proposals in the description if you want to take a more detailed look. Next up, and I know consensus may seem like old news, and we've covered many aspects of the highlights that came out of that event, so I'm not going to go into this too deep, but yesterday IOHK published Charles Hoskinson's keynote speech at the Cardano community event. Unless you were there, this was one of the parts of the event that until now we haven't been able to see, and I personally have been waiting for this. As always, hearing Charles speak on Cardano, the vision and amazing community we have, is always a thought-provoking, uplifting experience. So I'm not going to detail any spoilers here, and would urge anyone that hasn't already to find 25 minutes to go give it a watch. I've linked it in the description below. Now, I woke up this morning and while scrolling through my feed, I noticed that Cointelegraph had published a Vasil article. I was in disbelief, almost as if they'd seen my latest media watch and wanted to put right their mediocre coverage of what is a significant upgrade that is going to have a major impact on blockchain as a whole. So whilst I don't like wasting too much time going through mainstream media articles, and certainly don't want to be covering these kind of publications 2 days running, I thought being fair, I should at least take a look how well they present the information. So they go with the headline, Cardano's Vasil hardfork proposal submitted, countdown commences. They provide dates for the testnet launch, and then literally in the second paragraph, the author's true feelings are demonstrated in the form of a typo, writing the Vasil upgrade is slated to bring significant performance and capability upgrades to the blockchain. You heard it right, slated to bring. Not stated, but slated. I think the idea of slating Cardano was the main thing on his mind when writing what should have been just a factual piece of journalism. I don't know if this is trolling, an innocent typo, or just more evidence that at the core, this outfit just really do not like what Cardano is achieving. For me, it's the latter. I think the author's feelings are further evidenced by this piece near the end of the article. After referring to the last significant upgrade, the Alonso hard fork, they write the upgrade was widely considered to be a disappointment, as Cardano still has only 11 dApps according to DeFi Llama. The co-founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, previously predicted there would be thousands of dApps on Cardano by 2021, and believes developers are waiting for the Vasil upgrade to launch their projects. There are so many problems with this statement, and I don't know about you, but I don't really consider the Alonso upgrade to be a disappointment. I think this just emphasises the move fast mentality, and when things don't happen overnight, they're seen as disappointing, rather than taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. Overall, I think this is another fail from Cointelegraph, and as I always say, the accuracy of their articles is some of the most lazy, unhelpful journalism in crypto. Now, before I leave this subject, if you needed further evidence of the bias Cointelegraph demonstrates, then take a quick look at this. Brought to us by ADAape, he writes in this tweet, someone at Cointelegraph slipped up. Here they are liking a comment from someone saying that ADA shouldn't be in the top 50 and should be worth less than an NFT project. They were supposed to keep their Cardano suppression secret. No other comments in the thread were liked, whoops. And here he gives us the screenshot of the liked post. I'm not sure this is the behaviour of a neutral crypto media publication, but let me know in the comments what you think. I've linked both the article and ADAape's investigation tweet in the description below. So that's it for another instalment of Cardano Insights. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found value in the content, and if you did, please be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate the support you guys have shown me since launching the channel, it really does mean a lot. We'll be back soon with your daily roundup, and until then, Thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.